Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all for coming for our Gaura Purnima festival today celebration. Gaura Purnima was last Wednesday, but we have the we are fortunate to celebrate today. So most of you will have two celebrations of Gaura Purnima, attend two celebrations. So we have to move on fast. We have to apologize to Prabhu for starting our class so late because of the Abhishek. And everybody wants to offer something to Lord Chaitanya. So without further ado, I will just introduce you to Prabhu short quick. I don't think Prabhu is a stranger to us anymore. He's a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. He's also a doctor by profession. He do numerous service at Toronto Temple. For our temple here, he gave wonderful class. He's also a mentor. So if anyone is looking for a mentor here, Prabhu is. So I will just hand over Prabhu the mic now because we're already late.
Let's start with Jai Radha. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki, Prem se kaho Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Ranganath Vrinda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radhikund Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Dham ki, Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki, Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi ki, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki, Brihad Mridanga ki, Sama Veda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, all glories some of the devotees, all glories some of the devotees, all glories some of the devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories. Okay, well, should we do invocation first, or because we're not doing Bhagavad Gita specifically, should we do invocation?
Yeah.
Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjanashklakaya Chaksurumitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swaya Rupakarayam Dadati Swavarantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagananurakam Tam Sajivam Sadvekam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagananavitam Shri Satanam Shah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopya Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindameshwari Vishanu Sudevi Pranamami Hari Pre Vancha Kalpaduruyasha Kripa Sindhurevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you for joining us today for the celebration of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu's appearance. Hey, Hari Bol. So it's this past Wednesday, outside of Janmashtami, is definitely on the Vaishnava calendar the other very most auspicious day. And so before we start, just want to seek the blessings from all the devotees that are present and all the senior devotees that we can speak something that is beneficial for all and also purifying for myself. So I was thinking that on such an occasion, usually I was trying to think, how are we going to mix the Bhagavad Gita verse where Krishna is showing his universal form with Mahaprabhu's appearance? And I thought most of this class I'll dedicate to Mahaprabhu's appearance. So the verse that we normally have for this week will be moved to next week. So just to start, just on some very, facts about Mahaprabhu. So he actually appeared in the year 1486. And this was in what is present-day Navadvip. And when he appeared, it was actually, by his own will, it was a lunar eclipse. And so, I'm not sure if many of you know much about Vedic astrology, but in Vedic astrology, being born at the time of eclipse is actually considered very inauspicious, right? So essentially at that time, what the devotees normally did at that time during this lunar eclipse is that because they were trying to increase the positive energy, praying to the Lord during that time, actually everybody was chanting Mahamantra. Just because it was a lunar eclipse, people knew that it was a lunar eclipse, and so everybody was actually chanting the Mahamantra during that time as Mahaprabhu was born, because it was a lunar eclipse, right? Not because they didn't actually know who Mahaprabhu was. And if those of you who know, if you remember, the reason why Mahaprabhu comes at this specific time is because he actually is coming on the prayers of Sri Advaita, right? And so if we understand back who Sri Advaita is the combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv. And this is a very interesting point, is that that the Lord actually comes at the request of his devotee, and his devotee sees at the time in Navadvip or in Mayapur at that time, not so many people were interested in bhakti. So at that time, very much the prominent form of worship was like Gyan and Karma Kanda. And so Advaita Acharya, he could see actually that so many people were suffering. And Advaita Acharya himself is an incarnation of the Lord. But he says, I have no, he was essentially saying, I have no ability to help these people. My Lord, you must come yourself. Actually physically come yourself, because right now the condition is so difficult, so bad in this material world that these people are so fallen. How are they ever going to take to your worship, right? And so we understand, even from the Bhagavad Gita, that in the 4th chapter, Krishna says, if people have seen the Mahabharata, yada yada hi dharmasya, right? So Krishna actually comes at that time when there's a decline in irreligion, and to bring back religious principles, right? So that's actually also there in the Bhagavad Gita. And so we know that Mahaprabhu, he's actually the son of Jagadat Mishra and Sachi Mata. And what's interesting is that before Mahaprabhu was born, many of you may not know, but there was actually, Sachima actually had 8 stillbirths, right? So that's actually a really big thing. I mean, we know that even for if a mother goes through even one of such of these experiences, it's a very difficult and traumatic experience. And we see that correlation of 8, right? So Devaki also had to undergo losses of children prior to the birth of Krishna. So again, in that same way, Sachima, for the advent of the Lord, goes through some trials, tribulations, austerities, difficulties, challenges before Mahaprabhu was born. And so what's also unique to his birth is that Sachima was actually pregnant for 14 months. I actually didn't know that until recently. That she was pregnant for 14 months. Normally, we're normally pregnant for 9 months. So they got really worried because, first of all, they had lost 8 children, and now the child that she had within her wasn't giving birth at the regular time.